All right, so let's go over John and Debbie's retirement plan, and we'll just go into this a little bit. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, low net worth, and when I say low, how can I say this? It doesn't mean they're going to be without, if that makes sense. And look, 418,000 is not low. I don't want to sound like that, but low net worth relative to what you need to retire. Oh, it's not. So let's dive. I'm just going to tell you right now. You've got to, hey buddy, don't fall for the negative Nellies out there. All right, so let's dive into this. So we're going to share with you a little bit of profile on John and Debbie. All right, so John is 49 years old right now. Yep, and Debbie is 52 right now, and John anticipates living until he's 92. Okay, there you go, 92. Okay, good. And they live in Florida, by the way. Oops, 92. And old Debbie anticipates living until she is 95. Okay, there we go. All right, sweet. I was wondering about that. All right, so they got a couple kids. I'm not sure how many. I think 3. And one is still going to community college right now, and they expect to average. Yeah, we'll go into that in just a second. All right, so they got one, and they still got one child. All right, their expenses, it looks like it's about $2,500 a month. That's not including mortgage and all the other stuff. I'm just literally going off what they said. Okay, so let's just round up, say $3,000 a month. I always like to err on the side of caution for sure. For sure. All right, so their goals now. John works for the government. I think the federal government, and their goal is for him to retire in January 2023. It is actually December 2022, but we have to use January 2023 to show the whole year of 2022 him making a salary from the federal government, if that makes sense. So we're going to say he's going to retire in 2023, January 2023, which means the whole 2022 in 2 years he'll put a whole year in. And I think he said he had 30 years in once he does retire. So that's good. So he's going to get a nice pension for sure. Debbie, her goal is just retire at John's retirement, if that makes sense. It doesn't let you put it in here though. So I guess we could just say it doesn't matter. We'll say when she is 56 maybe. Is that what it's going to be? Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll just use the same numbers. It really doesn't matter because what we're going to do is we're going to show you from an income perspective. We're going to say John's making $148,000 with the federal government. Let's do an annual increase of 2% there, and it's going to end at John's retirement, which I just told you. Debbie's making $29,000 part time, and it's going to end at John's retirement. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what you put in for goals for retirement if Debbie's salary stops at a certain other time frame, but we can make it uniform, no big deal. All right, so the goals are that we are talking about retirement. The retirement expenses are $2,500 a month. I'm comfortable. That's what they told me. I'm comfortable with that. We'll dive into this a little bit deeper here in a second. I wasn't quite sure what his healthcare costs will be between he hangs up his boots and Medicare. Now you get the federal employee health benefits, FEHB. He said something about 145 and 20 a month or something like that. I wasn't sure what that was. Does that include for him and old Debbie there, or 124 and 25? I don't know. So I'm just going to say, look, they're going to pay $4,000 a year until Medicare kicks in. That might be on the high end. I don't know, but we're just going to use that, and then they'll get a supplemental policy. Let's make this $2,000 a year just for simplicity. So they'll have more when Medicare kicks in. All right, so that's what we're going to say for healthcare. I wasn't quite sure what their healthcare was going to be. Let's see what other goals they have. They want to travel. They got a son who's in the military. They like to see him regularly, so we have them traveling. Let's say for 20 years. So they'll travel for 2042 till 2042 at $10,000 a pop. They actually said a little bit less than that. I'm just going to round up. Kids college goal. It looks like community college for 2 years and full in-state school in Florida for $7,500. So we're just going to split the difference and say $5,000 a year for the next 4 years, essentially. Once the kid starts when he's 18 years old, which I think is now, if not mistaken. All right. So that's their goals. Now they have a thought process of downsizing their home. We'd like to downsize our home at some point, but right now the Florida housing market is not really affordable. Would it make sense to pull money from the TSP to add to I'm not sure what he's saying. And pay cash for a house? No, it would not make sense to do that. Or just use the equity / profit as a down payment and have a reasonable. Oh, okay, gotcha. He's talking about profit equity. Okay, I got what he's saying. So he's saying, would it make sense to pull money from the TSB and add to the equity they have in this current house to pay cash for a house? No, it would not pull money from the TSB. Or would it just use the equity profit they have as down payment and a reasonable payment as they have on their current mortgage? Okay, I see what they're saying. Absolutely. The answer is yes, unequivocally. Okay, let's keep going here. So I'm not going to put that downsize because he doesn't say anything about the what kind of debt they'll carry on. It's not going to matter really. I mean, unless they buy a Taj Mahal next to Donald Trump or Rush Limbaugh, it won't matter if they're just downsizing. Downsizing seems to me to say it's going to be a smaller priced home. All right, so let's look at their net worth. So it's pretty simple. They got a CD that they were thinking about using for kid college, but I don't think they're going to need to. I think they'll be able to cash flow that. And they got $3,000 in a bank. And all they got is a TSP. That's it. And absolutely nothing wrong with this. And he's got a certain amount of C fund, which was 105 in the C fund, which we're using as Ginnie Mae, and the rest was in the G fund. 105 in the G fund, and the rest was in the C fund. And we're using the Ginnie Mae for the G fund and the S&P 500 index for the C fund. All right. So and what? Oh, he's contributing 6% right now. Okay, good. So let me I don't think I put that in there. Savings. We're not maxing. So we're going to do John is contributing percentage of salary. We're going to do 6%. And I can't, what does the federal government do? 3? We're going to say 100% match at 3%. I think there is a match at 3%. So we'll do that. Kaboom. And he, I am contributing 6% now. Work on build a liquid savings account. If you think I should increase TSP, okay, good. So we'll do that. And we don't have anything to the Roth, so we'll just get rid of these here and there. Okay, cool. Good. All right, I forgot about that. So now let's go back to net worth. So they got the TSP. They got a property that's worth $379,000 fair market value. I wasn't quite sure what the purchase price is, and I don't even know when they bought it. So we're just throwing that out there. And they're paying, I couldn't quite, about $5,000 a year in property tax, about $2,000 a year in homeowners insurance. And then they got a loan. They got a couple mortgages. They got a first and a second mortgage. And again, I'm just kind of, ballparking what they said on the mortgage. He said the mortgage payment is roughly, I think he said right here, his mortgage payment is $526 in payment and $560 in principal. So I just 526 plus 560, about 1086. And I'm just based on that interest rate, I don't know. I'm just gotta kind of back ballpark this going back. So I'm saying his original amount was 250. He's got a balance of 211. It's a 30-year term, and I'm just saying basically minimum payment is 1078. So we can put that in there. We'll actually put 1086 just for giggles, just to make sure it's coordinated with what he has. And then they have a second mortgage. We has got $13,992 on it. He's paying $566. Now he says paid on 6/1/22. I don't know what paid on is. Is that paid off? I'm not going to say I don't know. So we're just going to say he's paying $567 a month on this guy. I'm not sure when it'll be paid off. We're just going to run with that. And I don't know what he said. 5% is the interest. He didn't say what the term was. I'm just saying a 10-year term. We're just back. We're just throwing some numbers out there. I think this is close for sure. He's got a Chevy Car Loan at $319 a month, a balance of basically $12,000. Again, paid on. That's got to be paid off, but 2023. I'm not going to put an early payoff. We'll just see when these loans stop. And then he's got a mini loan for $14,000. So you can see that. All right, good. And again, I'm just saying 0% interest. I'm just going on what the payment is at $290. All right, good. So that's good. So he's got some debt. He's got a 275 roughly thousand in investment assets. He didn't say anything about life insurance or anything. He said a little bit, but not anything to put in there for sure. Social Security. Now they both want to take it at 62, which is interesting to me. So we're using their PIA. I have a sneaky suspicion he made close to max income over the course of his working career. So we're going to use a full monthly benefit at PI at his PIA is roughly $3,000 a month, but he's going to take it at 62, so it'll be roughly $2,300 a month at that point. And then old Debbie here I keep calling her, I should call John, old John. She's going to take hers at 62 as well. Not quite sure I agree with that, but we'll go into it for sure. He's got a leave payout, and I remember when I was in the Army, I think I got like $8,000 cash because he never took leave. It was awesome. And his would be $25,000, just a one-time thing, and I'm not gonna put any annual increase there. And I'm using it as taxes interest. You don't want to be taxed as earned income because I don't think it is. We're subject to FICA. I don't know. It might well be, but I'm not going to put it as subject to earned income. I'm going to put it as subject to ordinary income. Then he's got a nice pension, $54,000 a year. Starts when he retires, because you have 30 years in. Yeah, okay, then good. And then and he's giving me it's hard to figure out exactly. And John, if you're watching, it's no big deal. It's kind of hard to figure out exactly what your pension was because you're throwing the supplemental part in there as well. So I'm kind of dividing it out between my understanding of the supplemental. I'm saying $8,400 a year for supplemental, which will stop when he turns 62. And I'm subtracting that $8,400 a year from what he thought was his pension was going to be, and he's using that net of taxes and everything. And I don't know. Don't do net of taxes because it's software calculated. So so basically he said his pension will be about $5,400 a month, and that will include net of taxes, and that will be net of the supplemental policy. So I'm dividing the supplemental policy. Separating that because that will stop at 62, and I'm just having his regular pension stay. So we're kind of doing two things here. And again, it won't be exact, but I think it's pretty close. And then there's a 50% survivor benefit there as well. And that's pretty much it. Again, the supplemental policy here, and this aren't really applicable here. All right, so let's see what we're looking at. So we're going to go to goals. They say they need about $2,500 a month when they hit retirement. We already got the vacation goal. We got the kids' college goal. So let's take a gander here and see what we're looking at. Yeah, so they're not running out of money. In fact, they're not only not running out of money, they're leaving a bunch as well. And the reason is because we go to income. All their income needs are met by pension and Social Security, man. I mean, so there's no risk at all. So the first thing they need to do is they need to increase their portfolio. They don't need any G fund, man. John, I'd move that all to C fund without question. Now, look, man, at the end of the day, the C fund is more aggressive. It can go up and down as we're witnessing right now. I think the market's kicking butt today. Let's take a look. At least the last I checked, the C fund was so another 2.5% up today. The S&P is up to 2730. So this. In fact, I want to show you something. When they talk about a V economy, let's see. That's a V economy right there. You see what I'm saying? Now, that's just S&P 500, but just as a V economy is when it drops and comes back. We shall see if that happens. Anyway, so you're not running out of money, man. Not at all. I'm having you retire when you get your full pension at 2022. You could certainly retire earlier than that without question. So instead of doing a $2,500 a month expense, let's make this to $3,000 a month. Just for we'll make it a little bit more aggressive on the expenditures and a little bit less aggressive on the income. So we're going to go to $3,000 a month right here, and you're still going to be fine without question. You're not running out of money, man. It's not happening. So you can see the difference between 2,000 and actually if we go here to action items. If we make this to $2,500 a month, watch this. Boink. Oops. You can see the difference here. This is proposed. It goes to, oops, let's just do this. Blink. And we'll do this. All right, so let's go to current strategy. So we go to 2,500 from 3,000. It's a difference in $1 million, man. $1 million you're leaving to your kids. So if we go to 3,000 a month, it's $1 million less than you're leaving to your kids. But I like the 3,000 a month. So let's just go with that if that's okay. All right. So if we have 3,000 a month, you'll be leaving $4 million in future dollars. If you look at today's dollars, that won't be $4 million in today's dollars. Probably about 2.3. Oh no, 1.3 in future dollars, right? Because you're going to be living for another 40 years. So that would mean you lived high on the hog for many, many years in retirement, you and your beautiful better half, and then you guys die. You're still leaving today 1.3 million in liquid assets, not even including your home. Let's see what happens if we make this all stocks as opposed to what you have right now, which is about 65-35. Then it's another 600,000 in today's dollars you're leaving. So again, you want to make that. You don't want G fund, man. Not when you got that pension, not when you got Social Security. No way. All right, so now let's take a look at. But I am going to go to current allocation because that's where you're at. So let's do Social Security at your full retirement age as opposed to Social Security at 62. I'm sure this is going to go up quite a bit. Yeah, but not as much as I would have thought. No, there you go. Not a huge difference. I'm actually surprised by that. So about $200,000 more you're leaving to your kids by taking Social Security at 67 as opposed to 62. I'm actually quite surprised it's that low. So I mean that's good, but I would have thought a bit more. I'm just curious what if we do Social Security at 70. That's interesting to me. I didn't realize it'd be that small. Yeah, not that much, man. All right, so there you go. So for you guys, man, maybe you should take it at 62. Heaven forbid. I'm surprised to see that. Difference 150, 200,000. It's just not a big deal. All right, so let's go to distribution strategy. We're going to start pulling money. I don't even know if this will be applicable. I bet it won't. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think so. So basically, distribution strategy is that you pull money out of your TSP to supplement the income you need while you're waiting for Social Security to kick in. And this is the way to go. But it just because you have so much pension income, it's just not going to do much for you. So that's just not a big deal. All right, so let's look at the numbers here. We're gonna go to cash flows. All right, so let's make sure everything looks good. Yeah, you got your pension kicking in there at 54,000 is your pension with the $8,400 as a supplemental. They'll stop at 62 right there. So when you're 63, it just goes to your regular pension. I got you kicking in at a 2% increase a year. That may or not come to fruition. I don't know, but that's what we have you kicking in as. Yeah, all right, good. So that's good. So that worked. We got your salary right here between you and Miss Debbie. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, good. That worked. And then we got your $25,000 leave payout. That's good. All right, that's all good. So that's your income inflows. Then your planned distributions are going to be from your TSP at 72. And that's when your taxes are probably, yeah, there you go. So your taxes will probably jump up quite a bit. You're not going to pay much in the next few years. Yeah, so look at that. I mean, when you stop working and just on your pension, tax rates go down a lot. That's a good place to be. And then so let's look at the yeah. So there you go. So low taxes, low tax, low tax. So you're in Florida, no state tax, low taxes. That's going up. By the time you're at 74 years old, you're paying 11%. That doesn't bother me in the least. In fact, let's just keep going back. Come back around to this here in just a second. Go to cash flows. Expenses. Debt. There you go. So your debt will be paid off in 2023. I like it. Your home equity loan. There you go. Chevy Loan Mini. All right on, man. So your debt will be paid off in 2023. Other than your house, your first mortgage. We don't have that being paid off until 2043, but it sounds like you'll probably be out of that house by then. And I don't have a correct amortization schedule, so this obviously won't be correct, but just, I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, because you said your mortgage payment is roughly 50-50 for interest versus principal, and that's roughly 50-50 right there, about 500, a little bit more than $500 a month. So that's a pretty close to your amortization. So your debt will be paid off. Then you got healthcare kicking in. This will probably be on the high end, man, because I don't think it's going to cost you $4,000 a year for both of you guys with the federal employee health benefit. But I don't know. So your healthcare kicking in, that's a big expense. But you certainly have the ability to afford that. And again, we don't even have you make any money. Don't forget, you and Debbie are sitting on your twiddling your thumbs here, come when you're 52 years old. There's in my opinion, a chance you'll probably do something. I mean, it's okay not to. All right, so your expenses go back, debt stops, healthcare. So when your debt stops, the healthcare kicks in. That's a trade-off against you. Because I mean, look, your debt is only $4,000, then your healthcare is going to $9,200. Housing kicks in, and then that stops. So what's going to happen is we can carry that debt. I mean, literally. So here's your housing cost until you're 70 years old. I mean, it's costing you $20,000 a year. All right, no, $22,000 a year until you're for the next 20 years or so. 22 divided by 12. There you go. That's your $1,700 a month, about $1,800 a month. So it matters not where that $1,800 a month goes to, this house or a downsized house. It matters not. I would absolutely not take money on my TSP to pay for the home out front. I just use the equity that you have for sure, and then just pay it and continue to pay it, man, because you got you got your pension. That's what and there's no reason to pull money out of your TSP for that, none whatsoever. All right, good. That was pretty good. That was on that. Man, that was pretty good. You're looking pretty good. Goals. We got college for kid, and we're averaging 5,000 a year. We got your vacay starting when you're retired, going to see the kids in the military. We have you doing that until you're 70. Let's make that until your 80s. How about that? So we'll have you doing that until 2050. Let's just have you doing that until 2050, taking a 10,000 year vacay. Goal, and that'll be your travel, by the way, 2050. All right, so add another. Yes, I mean, it's the not having debt and a pension. Yeah, look, this is in today's dollars. You're still leaving $1 million. That does not include your house. All right, so that looks good. And then you got these negative flows here for these years right here. You got net flows, 6,000, because you got your expenses plus your travel goals plus your tax payments. So you got to pull money out from your TSP right here, and that could be penalized. So you better start building up your cash position. That's what I'd highly recommend. So here you got, well, actually, I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's go to accounts. Yeah, see, there you go, man. Let's go to additions. So we're adding, that's exactly what you do. So your surplus cash is going into your taxable account, your savings. That's absolutely the way to do it. And then we're going to withdraw from those. Yeah, perfect. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yep, I like it. All right, cool. And then, yeah, so you're going to have a good savings account from which to draw on when you hit 2023. You have roughly $220,000 in there. Maybe let's just say $200,000, and we're going to draw $20,000 a year. There you go. So you're going to withdraw over the course of the next 8 years or so. That works for me. That you don't want to take it from your TSP because you're going to be penalized because you haven't retired post 55 or 54, and it's separated from service. So you can't take it from TSP and be penalty free. So you definitely want to take your taxable accounts. Now there is a rule that Trump signed. If you're a first responder of some sort, you can take, as long as you retire from the federal government or any kind of sheriff's office, anything, and you're in a first responder role of some sort, FBI agent, border patrol agent, whatnot, even a local sheriff's deputy. Once you retire post 49, you can take your money out of your 403B or TSP without penalty, as long as that money is left in there. So I don't know if that is applicable to you or not, but if it is, I would then be taking it from, in fact, I would be taking it from my TSP, not my brokerage account. But I'll have to, again, I don't know your line of work, so I'm not going to get too deep in that here. Let's go back to, oops, I want to go back to cash flow, excuse me. Yeah, the biggest thing is you got your tax payments going to be bigger and bigger. So let's put some Roth conversions in here. I just want to see from 2023 to 2032. Let's maybe do some Roth conversions. Let's go to profile 2023 to 2032. And we're going to say Roth conversions. Yep, there we go. 2023 to 2000. Yeah, let's just do that. There we go. All right, cool. Let's do no, we'll do 30,000 here, and we'll see what that looks like. All right. And I don't want you to get killed on the front end too much on Roth by doing conversions, but oh yeah, Bright Capital, I love you. If I wasn't married to Charlotte, I would marry you. Look at that. That's a thing of wonder right there. Oh, that's a thing to behold. That's the widow's tax trap. Nothing you can do about that, man. Simply because you have the the pension. Oh, that, dude, man. Look, I wish I could say I was this smart. I just threw some numbers out there. That the reason that looks so beautiful is a nice calm lake that you're sitting on with your wife in hand, and you're drinking lemonade, and you got a little umbrella up there, and there's birds floating around and butterflies saying, John and Debbie, John and Debbie, and everyone's this nice, and you're just like, oh yeah. And then boom! Shark comes up. Land shark because of widow's tax trap. But that's well later. Look at that. So, okay. So what you need to do is you got to do Roth conversions once you stop. I mean, so let's look at the retirement cap. Once you stop working, do Roth conversions, brother man, without question. Without question, do those Roth conversions. Cash flow. Yeah, so you're going to pay a little bit more on the front end in tax, but it's going to be leveled off, man. It's a level. It's like a consumption smoothing. We can call this tax smoothing. And you'll see a couple of years in here when you're 62. That's when your Social Security kicks in. That you'll pay a little bit more. It might be advisable at that point to delay taking Social Security until you're done with your Roth conversions. But it's just so far out. And then look, you're paying a little bit gradually more and more. But that's a wonderful thing to behold, man. So let's just look at accounts. And we're gonna go ending balance. There we go. Oh yeah, I still got a good amount in that 401k, the TSP, even though we're doing Roth conversions. Yeah, we want to, because that's TSP is still growing. So maybe, I don't know if I want to do more. Maybe we want to, let's do this. Hold a second. Was it withdrawals from accounts? Yeah. 2035. Maybe we should do the conversions until 2042. Let's see what that looks like. So we'll go to profile, income, Roth conversions until 2000. What is it? 42. Let's see what we got here. Oh, dude, I just love it. I love you, Right Capital. I love you. All right, let's go to retirement, cash flows. Tax payments, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 7 right there. Because so I see I would take Social Security later, man. Right there. But to be perfect, I mean, let's have Debbie. Oh, geez Louise. I'm just gonna look. What happens if we have you taking Social Security at your full retirement age? Now, obviously, Debbie won't get her spousal benefit until you file, but I just want to see. We're gonna go back to tax scenario here. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I think you should delay, man. I'm telling you right now. I'd delay taking Social Security until I'm 67 for sure. Oh yeah, leaving more money, a little bit less likelihood of success. That literally matters to me not, and that's taking 3,000 a year out, and you're only saying 2,500. Still got those 2 years right there, the much higher taxes, but then they drop off a little bit. And just yeah, I think you have to cross that bridge later. The issue here is, remember, tax payment is right here is because you got FICA. That's why you're working, so nothing you can do about that. But once you retire, I'd be doing Roth conversions. I think 30,000 here is a nice, good number to put in. Assume that you're going to lose. Let's see, $6,000 for 30. That's about 30. Well, 6 divided by 30. Oops. Oh, there we go. 6 divided by 30. That's 20%. I think that's right. Assume you're going to lose about 20% in doing Roth conversions. I just think that's absolutely the way to go. And let's just take, that's, man, in my opinion, I would do that 2 seconds flat. All right, so let's go back to, I want to go to cash flows. And I want to go to accounts. How much you leave into the old kiddos? Oh yeah, look at that. You're leaving 2.72 million. Now this is a linear rates of return, so don't get, don't start lighting cigars with $100 bills here. And this is in future dollars as well. 2.72 tax free and 1.9 tax free. So you're leaving 4.66 million in future dollars tax free. And then if you take your total assets, you're leaving 5.55 million all tax free, because you're going to throw your home in there as well. And if we go to analysis, we can look at this right here, and that's in today's dollars, all tax free. So that's, you take your home, which would be worth $800,000 in the future. Well, I guess you put in today's, you're leaving over $1.5 million tax free to the kiddos in at today's dollars. So that means if you and Miss Debbie died today, again, we're fast forwarding this 40 years, you were living high in the hog, traveling, doing the whole thing, you're still leaving 1.5 million tax free. You're in good shape, man. You definitely downsize later on down the road. I would not sell the TSP to add to your equity to buy a new home. Don't do that. That's not a good move. You should get out of the G fund. I would put everything in a C fund. That's just me. Don't sue me, bro. But that's what I would do. In terms of, I think we're probably estimating health insurance before you hit Medicare. Get out of the G fund. I would take Social Security at 67 if I were you, John, and I would have Debbie taken at 62. It will be reduced, but then once you file, her spousal benefit will kick in. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Is that Pablo? We'll go to group retirement, cash flow. So let me show you what the spousal benefit will look like here. We'll go to income, or go to Social Security, and then you see here's the spousal. I thought we had her taking it. Why is that 70? We don't want 70. Client survivor benefit. Client's retirement benefit. Why is that proposed? Let's go to current. Like that. Why is it not? Did I change hers too? I don't think I did. Debbie Social Security 62. Yeah, man. Let's just put we'll say her full retirement benefit will be on. We'll just say $1,000, and that should. Let's see what that does differently. Oops. Retirement. Cash flows. Income. There you go. All right, cool. Social Security, hers will be reduced because she's taking at 62, but then watch, you should see a co-client spousal benefit kick. There you go. So once you file, Debbie will be 71 if you file at 67, and she'll get an extra $6,000 because of spousal benefit kicking in. So I think there's three main things, or four main things. First, get out of the G fund, because you have a fat pension with a 50% survivor benefit, and you have Social Security. Just get out of the G fund. Two, once you retire, do Roth conversions. I'm showing you 30,000 a year. I mean, again, we don't know what your exact tax threshold will be at that point. I would definitely do them. And I'd do them until everything's moved over to 401k. Three, do not sell out of the TSP in order to pay for a house outright. Just sell your home, use the equity, use it as a down payment, and then you can carry a mortgage. You absolutely the ability to afford it. Don't forget your estate plans. I'm telling you right here, man, if you haven't done your estate stuff, you're wrong. You got to get that done. And you need a will, a durable power of attorney, a living will, and a medical directive. Some people argue about a living trust. I'm not an attorney. I don't frankly see it unless some of your kids are up to no good. But other than that, I'll leave that to the attorneys. I guess that's it. So, and then I would take Social Security if I were you at your full retirement age. I just think it's that much more valuable. But hope this helps, man. Good luck to you. Keep fighting the good fight. All right, we'll see you.